everyone, it's Laura, and in this video I'm going to be talking about what extracurriculars I did when I was a pre-dental student and hopefully give you guys some ideas about what you can get involved in as well. Good grades will only get you so far when you're applying to dental school, but it's really your extracurriculars that make you stand out from other people and really show your commitment to dentistry and community. So with that said, I will start with the top extracurricular that I have on my list, which is something that is required from all dental schools, and that is shadowing. Shadowing dentists is really important and required for your dental school application because they want you to know that you know what it is like to be a dentist and what a day in their life is like, what they really do, and make sure that you can really see yourself being in their shoes and doing that as your career. I believe most dental schools require at least 100 shadowing hours. I shadowed at least, I think, 120 or 130 hours before applying for dental school, and what I recommend doing is shadowing different dentists. So I shadowed at least 3 different general practice dentists, orthodontists, pediatric dentists, oral surgery, and I definitely recommend shadowing different specialties in dentistry because each one is different and it helps you expand your knowledge of the different fields of dentistry and also builds your connections. So when you're shadowing, I suggest to be an active shadower, and by this I mean don't just stand there and observe your dentist. Ask questions if you have questions like, oh, what are you doing right now? Oh, why are you doing this? And be curious about what they're doing because you're going to be doing this in the future. Last thing about shadowing is don't forget to log your hours. You can start shadowing like as early as high school, so shadowing, like, definitely get on that as soon as you can. The next extracurricular would be work experience, both dental and non-dental. So for my dental related work, I was actually a dental receptionist at an office during my gap year, and I did this every other Saturday, and it was a great experience because I learned how the front office runs and how to bill insurance and how to work with just like scheduling and greeting patients, which I think is something really valuable because when you're a dentist you're going to be at the back of the office most of the time, and you also need to make sure that you know how the front end works also, and so I really liked my experience there and I'm really happy that I had the opportunity to do that. Another job that I highly recommend doing is dental assisting. I did not dental assist because I didn't have the opportunity to, but if I were to go back and reapply and do everything again, then I would definitely try to get a dental assisting job. But it's really helpful because when you're in clinic, you know how to help the upperclassmen and like what you're looking at and how to take radiographs, know how to work with the instruments. Yeah, it's really helpful. I highly recommend you do that. For my non-dental related work, I worked throughout my undergrad. Started out with just babysitting on the weekends, and then I moved on to working restaurant jobs as hostess and then server, and then during my gap year I was a shift leader at Seattle's most popular ice cream shop. Really suggest, if you have the opportunity to work in a non-dental related field during undergrad or like high school if you did, just because it gives you work experience and communication skills. Also, you get to appreciate retail and the food industry, understand how different people in different fields work. So now on to activities. Student organizations. So these can either be pre-dental or non-pre-dental as well. Some examples of pre-dental clubs at my school were DDS, I think it was Delta Delta Sigma. Also, if your school has pre-dental ASDA, which is the American Student Dental Association. I was also involved with Operation Smile, which I believe has multiple chapters as well at different universities. You also have the opportunity to join different medical mission trips. The summer before my junior year, I joined one called Vietnam Health Clinic, and we got to help in rural areas of Vietnam, and it was a super great experience. I think that there's also dental brigades that goes to South America, and then there's also the healthcare alternative spring break where students actually go to rural areas within the state and get a shadow dentist and work in those areas as well. Now on to non-dental student organizations. I was super involved with this organization called the Khmer Student Association at my school, and Khmer is Cambodian culture. I am Cambodian American, and so I got super involved with that all 4 years of my undergrad. I ended up holding multiple officer positions throughout my 4 years and really loved it because I always had disconnect between my culture and my identity, and so it was really nice being able to bridge that gap and also just hanging out with people who share the same culture and background as me. So if something like joining a cultural club interests you, then I say definitely do it. It was probably one of the highlights of my undergrad experience. Some non-dental related activities that you can do are getting involved with your sorority or fraternity, doing sports in college. In my class we have football player, we've got a soccer player, volleyball player, rower. Some in my class did radio. A couple of people in my class were leaders in their respective religious organizations. You know, no matter what you do, whatever organization you get involved with, whether that's dental or non-dental, the best advice that I have for you would be to get involved. Take up a leadership position because 1, it's gonna help you with your leadership skills, and 2, it's gonna look really good on your application. Also, something else that you should do is pick up some hobbies that you really enjoy when you're in undergrad. For me, I really love Cambodian traditional dancing, and so I started my own class for elementary girls. I know some other people in my class did like pilot lessons or horseback riding, and it's really great to have a hobby that you truly love and enjoy, because when you get to dental school interviews, you might be asked about what your hobbies are, because they want to know that you're a real person and you're not just all school and brains, but you actually have a real life. Also, when you're in dental school, you're gonna be really stressed, and so it's nice to know what relieves that stress and what you really do enjoy. Something else that you should get involved in is community service. And this can either be in the form of volunteering with your sorority or frat or the student organizations, or just going on your own and volunteering elsewhere at like different clinics or homeless shelter. And something that I recommend doing is volunteering at a dental clinic if you can. In Seattle, there's one called the Union Gospel Mission. If you're in the Washington area and you have the opportunity to do it, then I recommend checking that out. I was actually really involved in the Cambodian American community in Washington. I was a co-chair of education for the Cambodian American Council of Washington. And what we started is an annual graduation celebration for Cambodian Americans to celebrate their commitment to education and just like graduating and their successes in academia. I also got a whole bunch of volunteer hours from all of the student organizations that I was involved in, and so I made sure to log those hours, which is something you can't forget to do because all those hours count on your application. And the last extracurricular that I did was research. So after my sophomore year, I got involved with Seattle Children's Hospital and actually got to do bench work in one of the labs there. And I was only there for a summer, and then I realized that I didn't really like bench work, which was just like wet lab stuff, like making solutions and running gels and stuff. Even though it was good experience, I didn't really like it, and so I was only there for a summer. I transitioned to clinical research at my school's pediatric department. I liked that I got to see the big picture and what the research project was trying to accomplish. I liked that I got to work with real patients, pediatric patients, which is the best, and then new technology, and also I got to work with dental school faculty that I loved. They were so great, and I was involved with that clinical research study for about 2 years. 2 cents for research is that people either love it or they hate it. I think it's always worth it to give something a try, and so I say if you have the opportunity to work in research, it doesn't have to be a dental related research lab. But yeah, if you have the opportunity to, then I say get involved, see if you like it. If you don't, then you don't have to stick with it. There are some people in my class who did not do any research at all in undergrad and still are in dental school and doing fine. If you're interested, then do it. If not, then it's all good. So those are all of the pre-dental extracurriculars that I was involved in. Hopefully it gave you some ideas about what you can be involved in. If this video was helpful, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up, and leave me comments below if you have any other video suggestions. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!